Right then, we're live on a sunny Tuesday, which is always nice, always positive to see a little bit of sun on a Tuesday morning. So if you watched last week's episode, you'll remember me talking a little bit about the cake I was making. I'd got a cake in the oven. I'd been productive. I'd been, cleaning the kitchen, baking cakes, all that kind of stuff. So the cake, it didn't turn out particularly well. What I thought was baking powder turned out to be yeast. Now, in my defense, pretty much all of the packaging in our cupboards is in Italian. But, you'd thought I would have noticed that it was yeast and not baking powder, but I didn't. So my nice lemon cake turned out to be a lemon bagel, which I thought, okay, that's fine, I can eat a lemon bagel. But it was also raw in the middle. So Mary Berry would not be impressed with my baking skills. So yeah, the cake was a disaster, unfortunately. Perhaps I'll try again, we'll see. And I'll make sure not to put yeast in a cake. But anyway, if anyone wants to bake me a cake and save me the trouble, feel free. It's my birthday in a couple of weeks, the big 3-0. So if you want to make me a cake, go for it. Anyway, but today's topic is around the idea of doing nothing, doing less, and feeling more tired. And we all understand that. We all get that feeling that when we stop, we get more tired. It's like when you go on holiday and you're not kind of working and doing all these different things, and you just stop to relax, and you start to feel really tired for a few days. And I think that has been a common trend for many people within the lockdown, because we've got limited access to things that we usually occupy our time with. We're kind of stuck a little bit within the house, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. There's always things we can find to do, but much of what is usually available is no longer available. So I know that the experience for many people has been to just stop. But when we stop, we get tired, and it's not necessarily physically tired. It's more mental and emotional tiredness that we're all suffering from. When there's a lack of stimulus and a lack of things that inspire us and light us up and make us feel good, we tend to shut down. And that manifests itself as what we would describe as tiredness. So we're not necessarily tired. We are just maybe a little bit bored, a little bit uninspired, needing to do something. And we end up perpetuating this cycle because our instincts are saying, oh, I'm tired, I need a rest. And for most of us, resting is very much a kind of sedative activity. So it might be a Netflix binge, it might be a couple of drinks to try and unwind, it can be eating crappy food and monging on the sofa, which there's nothing wrong with that, that has its place. And I'll probably be doing a bit of that for my birthday, but we've got to kind of get balance right. We need to understand that those types of activities, rather than being restful, they sedate us. They make us more tired. They don't increase our energy in a useful way. They only perpetuate the problem and actually make us feel worse. If we are physically tired, which we know we can feel when our body is tired, then we can sleep, we can eat well, we can hydrate. That's the things we want to go to for physical tiredness. That's pretty easy to deal with, physical tiredness. It's the mental and emotional tiredness that we struggle with. And we tend to fall onto these sedative type activities when we would benefit from doing things that make us feel good and actually doing something rather than nothing, going out and doing something that, inspires you rather than something that shuts you down. And it doesn't have to be massive. It doesn't have to be, huge. It can be something very simple. But shutting down as a way of upping your energy is extremely counterproductive. And I think when it's phrased that way, it's logically not the answer, but it's what we all fall back on. We all think, I'm tired, I need a rest. And that's how we rest. Instead, we need to be thinking about ways that we can rest in order to enhance our energy. So simple things like going outside in nature, getting some fresh air, walking, some sunshine, you know, connecting with people. Obviously that's virtual at the moment, but you can still host a Zoom call with all your family. You know, you can get everybody on there. You can do live events, all kinds of stuff, because it still counts. It's still, you know, connecting with people. It's still socializing, which is something that we all benefit from. We can, you know, check in with projects or things that we want to work on and perhaps haven't had time to. Maybe you enjoy activities like playing instruments or knitting. I know my little sister has taken up knitting. So, you know, that's something that she enjoys and she does in her restful time. I know a few other people that have the same kind of thing. So it's whatever works for you and engages you in a way that increases your energy. You know, it's those kinds of things that help us live in a way that reflects our purpose, in that we're enjoying our life. Because as I've said before, purpose is not about necessarily doing some life-altering things and changing the world. It's about doing the things that make you happy and living in a way that reflects what you give a shit about. And when you do that, you naturally become more energized. It's actively engaging in those little things that we often overlook. You know, I've been engaging in cooking a lot. You know, I'm fortunate enough to live with an Italian, so we have very good food. I'm not a good cook, so it's easier for me just to say, now you cook. But recently I've been making an effort to cook a lot more, to engage in it and get involved, which has been hugely enjoyable. Because when we get engaged in things, when we get involved and we participate, we become more present and we become more energized. So the key for today is to first consider, what kind of tired are you? Are you physically tired? Or are you mentally tired? Or are you emotionally tired? Which kind of tiredness is it? Because how you respond to that is going to differ slightly. And then within that, what are you actually doing to rest? What are you doing about that tiredness? Are you indulging in sedative style rests, you know, or are you actually going out and enjoying your rest, doing something that is detached from what you would normally do, but that makes you feel good and ups your energy? There is a big difference. And, you know, we can often say that it's in those enjoyable rest periods that we live, because we are present and we're doing things we like, things, you know, that we want to experience, and we're away from the day-to-day shit that wears us down in the first place. So when we rest better, we live better and we live more, which puts us in a better position to then go and deal with the ups and downs of normal day-to-day life. So rather than feeling guilty because, you know, you're taking some time to go on a walk or to go play an instrument or to go write something or paint something or knit or whatever the hell it is you like doing, we can actually reframe our perspective around that and see it as valuable time for resting, increasing our energy, so that when we come back to our normal stuff, our work, our whatever it is, our family time, all that kind of stuff, we can actually participate better because we have energy and we have enthusiasm and we have inspiration, rather than going off binge watching Netflix, getting more tired and coming back in feeling no better off. So it's not about the tiredness, it's about how you respond to that level of tiredness, and obviously what type of tiredness it is as well. There's a lot of tirednesses in one sentence, but you get the point, okay? So it's a little something for you to consider for today. What type of tiredness are you experiencing, and how are you resting, and how could you perhaps rest a little bit better? So that's everything for today. I'm not going to go bake a cake today. I don't think I've recovered fully from the lemon bagel yet to give it another go. But like I said, if you guys want to bake me a cake, go ahead. But I'll see you soon for another episode. Have a good day.